Hello everyone, I'm William the Storyteller, and I'm here to guide you into a peaceful rest tonight. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Also, let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is for you right now. The road to Hollowmere was barely a road anymore, just a winding path swallowed by years of disuse and creeping vines. A steady drizzle tapped the windshield as Evelyn drove her old Subaru deeper into the woods, the wipers swishing rhythmically like a metronome set to dread. She was the last to inherit the old family property. A lakeside cabin once used for summer retreats, now long forgotten by everyone except the tax collector and the occasional mold spore. She hadn't been here since she was 11. That was the summer her uncle disappeared. The lake had a way of swallowing things. Birds vanished mid-flight over its waters. Campfires refused to reflect in its surface. The locals had whispered about Hollowmere for generations, claiming it was the deepest lake in the county. But no one had ever successfully measured it. Evelyn reached the gate, a wrought iron arch twisted with rust. On it hung a wooden sign, barely legible in the rain, Hollowmere, private. The air was thicker here. The rain didn't fall, it hovered. She parked and grabbed her coat, stepping out into a world so quiet that even her breathing sounded intrusive. Trees stood like sentinels around the cabin, and the mossy path squelched beneath her boots as she made her way to the door. The key still worked. Inside, the smell hit her instantly, damp wood, mildew, and something else. Old candles, maybe. She lit one from the emergency box by the fireplace. The flame trembled violently, casting shadows that moved too quickly along the walls. She told herself it was just the draft. The first night she dreamt of water. Not drowning, but floating endlessly in a lake with no bottom. Something stirred below her. A ripple, then a light. Then many lights, lanterns swinging slowly, glowing a sickly green beneath the water's surface. When she awoke, the rain was stronger, hammering the roof like fingers drumming impatiently. By morning, the lake was cloaked in fog. It hugged the shoreline, refusing to rise, refusing to fade. Evelyn walked down to the dock and stared into the mist. There, barely visible, she saw a flicker. A lantern, hanging from a post in the middle of the water. But there was no post. There had never been a post. That evening, she found her uncle's journal hidden behind a false panel in the cabin's bookshelf. The entries were erratic, obsessive, increasingly paranoid. Pages described the lanterns, their movements, their songs. Yes, he claimed they sang. The lights are back. They line the shore now, each night at midnight. I hear the tune. It plays in my head for hours. I cannot sleep. One entry stopped her cold. I think the lights remember me. I think I'm theirs. The wind howled louder that night. The trees outside scratched the windows like nails. Evelyn curled on the couch near the fire, trying to read, but the words on the pages kept blurring, rearranging into strange symbols. At exactly midnight, the temperature dropped. Every candle in the room flickered. Then she heard it, a low humming tune so faint it might have been imagined. But it came from the direction of the lake. She opened the curtain. Lanterns, dozens, floating midair, hovering just above the lake's surface. They moved in slow, hypnotic spirals as if they were dancing or searching. A pale green glow bathed the shoreline. She shut the curtain fast and didn't sleep until dawn. She considered leaving, but her curiosity, or perhaps something deeper, rooted her there. The next day she ventured into the cellar. It smelled of wet earth. Her flashlight barely illuminated the stone walls. At the back of the cellar was a trapdoor, sealed with iron latches. Something about it felt wrong. At midnight, the humming returned, louder this time. Her vision blurred. Her thoughts spiraled. She didn't open the curtain. She dreamt of her uncle again, but he was different. His eyes were vacant, his skin pale, damp. He held a lantern in one hand, and it pulsed in time with his breathing. They remember, he said. The trapdoor opened the next morning without effort, as though it had been waiting for her. Below it, stairs descended into the earth. She should have turned back. But something, curiosity, destiny, or the lanterns themselves, pulled her down. The tunnel was narrow, lined with rotted wooden beams. It opened into a chamber with walls etched in symbols matching those from the journal. In the center stood a pedestal. Upon it sat a lantern, unlit. She touched it. It ignited instantly, casting green light across the chamber. The humming began, this time inside her skull, vibrating through her bones. The walls shifted. The tunnel behind her disappeared. Water trickled in from cracks in the floor. She ran blindly until she emerged into the night air, except it wasn't the cabin she returned to. It was the dock. But the lake was wrong. The fog was gone. The water glowed. Lanterns hovered above the surface, circling, waiting. She heard voices now, too many to count, whispering in a language she didn't know, yet understood perfectly. She walked into the water. The cold was immediate and absolute, but she kept going. The lantern she carried guided her, and the others made way. Down she sank, past the weed-choked memories of summer days, past the bones of deer and the shattered glass of rowboats, down to where the light no longer reached. Except the green glow continued. At the bottom of Hollowmere there was no mud, no rock, just a gate, carved from the same metal as the lanterns. It opened for her, and there she remains, a keeper of the lights, a watcher beneath the water. If you ever visit Hollowmere and see the lanterns dancing, don't watch too long. They remember. They're always looking for another.